Hi and welcome to another class of English with Stuart. Today we're going to have a look at the two verbs remember and remind. What's the difference? A lot of students have confusion with this and they say to me, what do I do? Which one do I use? Well, today we're going to have a look at exactly how to use them. And then after, we're going to have a quiz to test your knowledge, to see how you learnt about the difference between remember and remind. So let's look at remember first. So remember is a verb that you use when you use your mind to create memories. So for example, I remember when I was young. Yeah, I remember. I'm thinking about things in my memory. I remember. The subject remembers something in the past. That's the easy one. But what does remind mean? Well, I need to remind you to buy fruit juice at the supermarket. Now what that means is I need to help you remember. So when the subject of the verb remind, I remind, and then the complement you, what that means is I remind you means I help you to remember. So write this down. Remind means to help someone to remember something. Okay? That's the best summary that you can find to explain what the verb remind means. So, let's put it to a test and let's see how you do. Okay? And you can be honest and tell me in the comments below exactly how you do, how many you score here, okay, in this test. So I'm going to give you a phrase, and obviously the missing word is the word remember or remind. Now, remember. The correct conjugation. You need the correct conjugation in these phrases, okay? Now, I'm going to make the sound when the missing word is in the sentence, and then I'm going to give you a few seconds to have a think about what the missing verb could be. Remember or remind. So, let's get started. Okay, the first one today. I need to you that you must not smoke inside the bar. Remember, remind, and which conjugation? Okay, the next one. You need to take the chicken out of the freezer for tonight's dinner. Okay? Remember the answers I will give you at the end of the quiz. And if you click like and subscribe, and also check out my other quizzes and my other classes to help you improve your English. So the next question. I my childhood well. Please me that I have to buy vegetables when I go to the supermarket. And the next one. This film me of when I first fell in love. Stop me about my mistakes. I love this song. I it well. Can you me of what I should do next? Do you that day when I ate a snail? Please can you help me what I did when I was 7 years old? I don't need to be about that awful day. Okay, so those are the questions in the quiz, and I'm going to give you a couple more seconds to think about it, and then we will look at the answers. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers and see how well you did. Okay, so the first question was, I need to remind you that you must not smoke inside the bar. I need to remind you. I need to help you remember that you must not smoke in the bar. So it's about helping. To remind is about helping someone to remember a detail or some information. The next one, you need to remember to take out the chicken from the freezer for tonight's dinner. You need to do the action of remembering some information. You're recalling, to bring the memory out into your conscious mind. That's what remember is. I remember my childhood well. I close my eyes and I sit and I think about some of the great memories I had from when I was a child. Please remind me that I have to buy vegetables when I go to the supermarket. What am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to help me remember. Please help me remember that I have to buy vegetables when I go to the supermarket. The next one. This film reminds me of when I first fell in love. So this film helps me to remember what happened when I first fell in love. That's what this means. Okay? Stop reminding me about my mistakes. So stop helping me to remember, for me to remember about my mistakes. And remember, this is in an ing gerund conjugation. Why? Because when we use the verb stop, we use an ing for the infinitive when you are talking about to stop a particular action. So stop talking, stop eating, stop smoking, stop helping me to remember, or, of course, stop reminding me. Okay. I love this song. I remember it well. Remember, I am the subject here of the verb. Remember, so it's an action I'm doing to myself. I remember it well. Yeah. I have memories. I remember. Can you remind me of what I should do next? Can you help me remember of what I should do next? That's basically what this question is. Okay, that's the meaning of remind, to help someone remember something. Okay, do you remember that day I ate a snail? So I'm asking you about your memories. Do you remember? Please can you help me remember what I did when I was 7 years old? I'm asking you to help me remember. Well, interestingly, I can change this phrase and say, please can you remind me what I did when I was 7 years old? So what I've done with this particular question is I've used help me to remember, which in reality is remind. So you could use both, okay? I don't need to be reminded about that awful day. I don't need to be reminded about that awful day. It's a passive voice sentence. And what it means, and please check out my videos on passive voice on my channel, but what it means is I don't need someone, and there's nobody named here, that's the point of passive voice in this context, there is no person. I don't need someone to help me remember about that awful day. I don't need someone to remind me about that awful day, or I don't need to be reminded about that awful day. Take out the someone and you have your perfect passive voice here. Okay, so I hope that helped you understand, remember and remind. Let me know how you did. Put your score in the comments below. And if you have any other suggestions for any other videos that you would like some help with to improve your English, again, please put suggestions in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's class and I will see you very soon.